Very good morning, students. In last class, we have seen the key points of the lesson. Lesson name once again, tribes, nomads, and settled communities. What is this chapter name? Tribes, nomads, and settled communities. We know to whom we are called tribes, who are nomads, and what you mean by settled community. So we are going to study three different groups. And introduction. You saw in chapter 2, 3 and 4 how kingdoms rose and fell. Even as this was happening, a new arts, crafts and production activities flourished in towns and villages. We have seen in different chapters 2, 3, 4 we have seen how the kingdoms are coming and going. Then in fifth chapter we have seen the building structure and other things. Then next chapter we have seen the art, craft and the development of the towns, villages, like that things. Over a centuries, important political, social and economical development had taken place. And in these centuries, means from 8th century to 17th century, we can see different political, social and economical development took place here in India. But social changes was not the same everywhere because different kinds of societies evolved differently. It is important to understand how and why this happened. We said like that there was political, social and economical developments in the country, but it was not in equally everywhere. It was entirely different. So we are going to see that one. In large part of the subcontinent, society was already divided according to the rules of Varna that we have seen in 6th standard. Society was divided into four Varnas, that was Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. Then these rules was prescribed by Brahmanas, were accepted by the rulers of large kingdoms. Then who made like this is done by Brahmanas and accepted by the kings, large kingdoms. The difference between the high and low and between the rich and poor are increased. What is happening because of this division of Varna system? The low caste and high caste differences as well as rich and poor differences, it is increased. Under the Delhi Sultanate, the Mughals and this hierarchy between social classes grew further. In the Mughal, even in Delhi Sultanate time and in the Mughals kingdom time also, we can see the hierarchy, means the Vaishyas, Shudras, like that develop changes, means the groups or casteism, it is grow again and again or in deeply. Beyond big cities and tribal societies, there were, however, other kinds of societies as well as we know about the major villages, towns, like that, but there was some societies or some group of people in the society. Many societies in the subcontinent did not follow the social rules and rituals prescribed by Brahmanas. What the prescribed by Brahmanas? Varna system that was not followed by all the social groups. Then, nor were they divided into numerous unequal classes. All the people was equal in that, like that societies. There was no like such divisions. Such societies are often called tribes. Why we are calling them tribes? Because they are living far away from the major society. So we are calling them tribes, and the places where we can't reach, in that places only they was living. And there was no like that upper and lower caste or rich and poor, like that divisions, and that was the speciality of the tribal people. Members of each tribe were united by kinship bond. Kinship means the blood relation bond. They are having the blood relation bond. Many tribes obtained their livelihood from agriculture. Many of them was doing cropping and cultivation. Others were hunters and gatherers or herders. That also we studied in 6th standard, who are hunters, gatherers, herders. Then how they was living, like that things. Most often they combined these activities to make full use of the natural resources of the area in which they lived. Means there was three type groups. One is those who are doing farming, second group hunters, and third group herders. Hunters and gatherers one group and herders another group. means they was making use the natural resources, and we can say in full maximum they was utilizing. Some tribes were nomadic and moved from one place to another place. In that tribal group itself, some of the groups was nomadic, means moving from one place to another place. A tribal group controlled land and pastures jointly and divided these amongst households according to its own rules. The land was under the control of the tribal groups. They was controlling, or they was using that land jointly, and it was divided according to their own particular rules, maybe according to the number of person or the physical ability of the person, like that, according to their own rule. Each and every group had their own separate rules. Many large tribes thrives in different parts of the subcontinent. They usually lived in forest, hills, desert, and places difficult to reach. Please underline that one, where usually the tribal groups was living. They was living in forest, hills, deserts, and places difficult to reach. The next point, sometimes they clashed with the more powerful caste-based societies. There was caste-based societies. They used to get some clashes or tensions or conflicts between the caste-based societies, those who are out of their tribal groups. In various ways, the tribes retained their freedom and preserved their separate culture. They used to keep their freedom and their culture separately. They was not ready to mix with the mainstream of the society and with the caste system. But the caste based and the tribal societies also depend on each other for their diverse needs. Means the pastors, the tribal groups, they are having some of the products which they want to sell to outside, and they want to purchase something for the grains and other things for themselves. For that purpose, they was depending each other. This relationship or conflict and dependence gradually caused both societies to change. So they are having some relation, even though they used to get some conflict between the society of the society. They was depending each other. So what is happening, there was many changes they went through, both societies, not only the tribal groups as well as the varna system also went through many changes in different times. Who were tribal people? Contemporary historians and travelers give a very scanty information about tribes. A few exemptions apart, tribal people did not keep written record. There means 99% they are not keeping any written record, but they preserved rich customs and oral tradition, like folk songs, folk dances, like that things, the customs they was keeping orally, and these were passed down to each new generation. Present day historians have started using such oral tradition to write tribal histories. Now how the anthropologists or historians, how they are studying about the tribal people, they are getting the information from the tribals itself, what they are taught by the elder generation. Then tribal people were found in almost every region of the subcontinent. The area and the influence of the tribes varied from different point of time. Some powerful tribes controlled large territories. In Punjab, the Khokar tribes were very influential during 13th and 14th century. Later, the Kakars became more important. Please underline who was more powerful in Punjab in 13th and 14th century. Kakars. Then later, who become important one? Ghakkars. Then their chief Kamal Khan Khakkar was made a noble, means the Mansabdar, by the Emperor Akbar. Means we have seen that when we studied about Akbar's policy, he was making some person as a Mansabdar or a Semindar to collect tax and to help the king, like that. One of the chief from this tribal group, Ghakkar, tribal group, he is becoming the Manasabdar of emperor by who made him Emperor Akbar. In Multan and Sindh, the Langas and Arguns dominated extensively regions before they were subdued by the Mughals. The Multan and Sindh area, Lagans and Arguns was the prominent tribal groups. The Bolachis were other large and powerful tribals in the northwest, and they were divided into many smaller clans under different chiefs. Means the one of the tribe they was divided themselves into small groups like our gram panchayat or like municipality or like district, and it was known as clans. Please underline clans, and each clans was ruling by a leader or a chief. In western Himalaya lived a shepherd tribes of Gadis, and the distant northeastern part of subcontinent too was entirely dominated by tribals, the Nagas, Ahams, and many other. Okay, the Himalayan area, what we can say, tribal group's name, it is Gadis. Like that, questions may ask in 1 mark question. Then name of the tribal group, prominent tribal group, as a 3 mark question. Then you can write all the groups name what we studied in this paragraph. In many areas of the present-day Bihar and Jharkhand, Kero chiefdom and emerged by a 12th century. Raja Man Singh, Akbar's famous general, attacked and defeated the Cheros in 1591. A large amount of booty was taken from them, but they were not entirely subdued. Under Aurangzeb, Mughal force captured many Chero fortresses and subjugated the tribes, and the Mundas and Santals were among the other important tribes that lived in the regions and also in Orissa and Bengal. Even though the king coming and attacking them, sometimes they was dominating them, again they used to get it back. That was the condition, and we have studied many tribal groups names according to the present state name. So you can note 1 by 1, and who, if it is given the who attacked and who become prominent and like that things also you can note it. Okay, we will continue in next video.